Welcome back to the All Things Considered Disc Golf podcast, where we consider all things disc golf. I am your host, Jacob, joined as always by Cameron. Cameron, let the people know what we're going to be talking about a little bit today.
Yeah, we don't have much, but at the same time, we have a lot. So basically, we have two things we're going to cover. The second thing is just going to take it pretty much the duration of this episode. One, we had the first big local tournament happen, the Presidential Cup, 10th annual, here in Springfield. So we're going to talk about that because we had a lot of guys playing it that we sponsor. So we're going to go get about that. And then we sent something out. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, we posted a little thing for questions. And so we're literally just going to answer every single question you guys asked. And we had quite a few. So yeah. For starters, let's just go ahead and get into the Presidential Cup. We had guys in, I think, like 4 different divisions, but we'll start up at MPO.
Yeah, tell them. You were telling me yesterday how many people played in this event and how many of them were our guys.
Yeah, this is the cool part, and this is why I like sponsoring people, to see the representation. There were 97 people in this event, and I believe, if I counted right, we had 10 people playing in it that are sponsored by Ozark Mountain Disc, 10 local awesome guys. So, I mean, the math there is we had a little over 10% of the field was Ozark Mountain Disc represented. So it's really cool. If you guys watch this that are sponsored by us, shout out to you guys for being out there.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, I wish I could have been out there to play because, like I said, it is kind of the first big one of the year. But I was, I don't want to say stuck at the store, but I was the only person able to work that day. So is what it is. I'll be out there soon. But on the MPO side, for those that don't know, we talk about it a lot. Andrew Presnell is a local, and he's a grinder. He took it down.
He was out there.
It's pretty much a no-brainer. If he shows up to a local thing, if he plays even somewhat decent, he's going to win. He ended up winning by, it looks like 6 strokes. So pretty awesome there. One thing I do want to note with this is that Andrew shot like 1022 and 10, like another 1020s-ish round. I don't remember. Actually, I can find it right here. Oh, whoa, they definitely dropped. But he shot a 1018 and a 1011 round, which to like us is like unreal. He won by 6 strokes, and that's still, he averaged almost 20 points.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's like rating. A 1030 something guy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That he wiped everyone and still averaged below his rating. That's just like a testament to like the difference between your local pro and your
but that's why pro. That just also goes to show you that like local pro, touring pro, whatever, 20 ratings don't matter because how much money did he win? It probably wasn't crazy, but
$359.
Let's just put that in perspective. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the New Zealand Disc Golf Championship like $700 or $800?
I think the New Zealand Championship I think was like maybe $1,200.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But a lot of those were like not 4 digits for winning first.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So your local B tier, there's a B tier, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, your local B tier for Andrew Presnell didn't have to pay for a plane ticket to New Zealand and still is going to win $400 any given Saturday. So
yeah, so shouts to him. I feel like when you see him, I mean, let's just go by ratings here.
I mean, it's got to be 40 points. So
he's 1032. The next person below is 984. So what is that? 50.
Yeah, 50 points
basically.
Almost. Yeah.
Kind of insane. But we had 3 guys cash.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Who ended up cashing?
Ben Lemon.
Ben Lemon, come on.
In 5th, and then Nevada McAlpin and Mitchell Scott tied in 6th. Mitchell, I'm not sure what happened towards the end of the round, but he was up, like he was in 2nd place for like a long duration. Like I was following along. He was up in 2nd place. But I mean, overall, obviously, still a really good tournament for him. So that's cool.
If Mitch watches this, he'll probably text us and tell us what happened.
Yeah. Let's see here. Moving on to MA1. I guess I don't know.
This is the majority of our guys kind of sit in this level. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We had like 5 or something like that play here. One shout out Ethan Coing, MA1 champ there at 20 down. Who won by 6 strokes actually.
Dang. 20 down. What did
a 1022 rated 2nd round?
There we go. I was about to say 20 under feels like pretty good.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's 2nd place in MPO.
There you go.
So shout out you. But we had Tyler Zustiak finished 2nd.
Dude,
that's our
guy.
Zust? Yeah, and then Major, which I feel like if you watch this, you probably know Major, finished in 3rd. He actually tied 3rd. So good for him. We had another 5th place. That was Ezra Piper. I think that actually might be it for MA1. Let's see. MA2. MA2, we had a couple guys. Well, it looks like we had one, Brian Warren.
Let's go, Brian.
Finished middle of the pack, but still solid rounds, honestly. But let's see, MA3, Zach Ward, and we have another guy, Davis Reeves. He played, but I don't know what division he played in.
If you guys haven't seen Zach Ward's Instagram, you need to go check that out.
Yeah, he does actually make really good videos. On Instagram. But yeah, so that was the first term of the year. I think that's kind of more what we'll do. We talked about like on our very first episode, we talked about like quote unquote like covering these tournaments. But I think we'll obviously go like who's winning like MPO and things like that. Well, we can even do FPO while we're here.
Yeah. There isn't always an FPO field.
Yeah, there's only 3 people in the FPO field. But Esmeralda Dodson, which
kind of runs it.
Yeah, she does. She's very good, and I think she's like she could be playing like the junior. Like I'm pretty sure she might be in high school.
Oh, okay.
She's definitely young.
I see her name at the top of FPO often.
Yeah. And I think sometimes I forget who was telling me. Sometimes she even plays like MA3 and competes. Yeah. So she's very good. So kind of fun to see. But yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna go ahead and move over to. Well, we had one on Facebook, and then the rest of them are on Instagram, which is pretty typical.
What was our Facebook question?
Our Facebook question is actually kind of a big question, and it kind of depends on how you want to answer it.
All right.
But the top 5 Holy Grail discs. So there's 2 ways that I was like thinking about going about this. Like, is it my top 5 discs of all time, or am I like purely going based on like almost like from the collector side? You know what I mean? Like initially, like my Holy Grail disc was like a brand new, like the 4-claw zone that we have on the wall. I feel like those are Holy Grail discs. You know what I mean? But so I don't know. How do you want to answer that?
I think I like the latter, the one you just said, the collectible one.
You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, so that one definitely has to be up there.
Yeah. Do you want to like do this back and forth maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want to each come up
just
with 5?
Just spitball until we get 5.
Sure. I mean, I think obviously like any mid 2010s Firebirds.
Well, okay. Can we also, if you move out of the way, I would consider these maybe not a Holy Grail, but they're certainly up there. This like collector set.
Yeah, this set. Whenever, do you remember how much they retailed for?
They were like $250 or something like that.
Okay, that's what I thought so. Because after that. We were getting offers like on Facebook and Instagram, like nearing $500-$600 to get the set. Particularly like if we had certain colors, because like this is the gold?
Yeah, this is the gold. They have gold and silver.
Yeah, so I think most people preferred the gold.
Sure.
But yeah, so I would say that's probably pretty accurate.
Just knock off our 5 on that one.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't think anything like signed or autographed falls into that category for me. You know, what I'm saying?
If the only way you could do it is if you had like a I don't even know if this exists, but like a 2-time or a 1-time like Ken Climo something. You know what I mean? Something that's like that old signed, I could see being like crazy. But it's tough to say signed this because there's like at this moment professionals are like very easily accessible.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's not hard at all to get a
those.
signature.
It doesn't. Yeah.
You just have to show up at the end of the round, and they'll be there.
I think whenever I'm realizing that I don't think this is as much of a maybe a collector's question, but as like a what do you see as like most people's niche thing. Mm-hmm. Like I know for a lot of people, like if you have like penned destroyers, they go crazy. You know, they're like, I'll buy 50. If you have 50, they'll take all of them because they are a little bit rare, but they're not in and of themselves like $150 discs. You know what I'm saying? They're not incredibly valuable, but to that person, they're like, I love that specific run of disc.
Yeah.
So I want that.
Yeah. So I thought of another one too because you said destroyer. I think 2021 Halo Destroyers.
Yeah, the Calvin
I would definitely
Destroyers.
consider that a Holy Grail disc.
Yeah, people go crazy for those, which is unfortunate. That was like one of the first discs. Cameron and I were like, we really got into disc golf like right around COVID. A little bit after the boom, and we came to find that discs as they were being released were not yet being mass produced in the way they are today, like particularly with special releases. And so discs would still have like incredible flip value. And so that was like, we don't do that obviously anymore, but that was definitely something we were trying to do initially, just to honestly get enough money to be able to buy more discs. But we would try to buy 2 discs on a release, knowing that one of them would flip for 3-4 times as much as what we bought it for. And so that's kind of something that I was thinking about too, is like for me, I know that you'll maybe resonate with this, but 2021, well, 2 things. Number one, the 2021 Destroyers. I think that was the first time that Cameron and I had like a disc that we didn't know would be. That was like the first time we had a disc that was like a run that we had that other people didn't, because we were in the sport when they weren't. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of people that we play with here, like older guys that we play with at league and stuff, that have old Innova stuff from the 90s and early 2000s that are like the money run stuff because they played and actually bought that stock.
Yeah.
But now we, like the 2021 Destroyers in particular, were discs that we bought stock that now 4 years later, 5 years later are like money runs that we also had. So that's kind of cool.
Which is actually crazy because I'm pretty sure... I had a Calvin one, which I think was technically like the quote unquote like money run.
Yeah, it was mine.
And I think, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It was red.
Did I lose it?
Yep.
Dang. But I bought another like stock like Halo Destroyer from the same year, because that was like the first year they did Halo plastic, I believe. And so like it was like
Halo was super new.
It was noticeably like more overstable, which is what everyone wanted. Like they were just like they were a professional bomber disc, but to us they were just like super overstable.
Yeah.
But I bought a stock one and had that one for a long time.
You did. It was like green and purple.
Yeah. So sick. Okay, so we have 4-Claw. We have Calvin Destroyer. You just mentioned the Firebirds. I guess 2015 probably is like the...
I think for me, honestly, this is just a personal one, not necessarily, again, because I think there's a lot of people that are just like all pin Destroyers or, you know, certain runs of buzzes, you know, whatever. But for me, it's pretty much anything PFN Innova. I'm like thinking about buying it. It really almost doesn't even matter what the disc is. Yeah. Like I have 2 or 3 PFN Starfires. I've thrown them maybe 5 times, but because they're PFN and they look awesome, I have them. You know what I mean? So whenever I go into a used section or I go to a Play It Again or whatever, and I see PFN Innova plastic, I know it probably, you know, it's not valuable. I know it's only $12, but to me, it's like it makes my eyes pop and makes me want it.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. So what do we need? 2 more here?
2 more. Well, I guess that's, if you count that as 1, that's technically 4.
Oh, your Innova PFN is your holy grail?
Yeah.
Shoot. It's kind of a tough one because now I'm thumbing through all the discs in my brain. I think, I don't know if you could I don't know if this is a personal holy grail, but those Las Vegas Challenge Destroyers from when, that was maybe 2020.
I think it was 2022.
Was it?
Yeah.
Those are selling for thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Right off release. So
crazy. Also, anything like black on black is most people, because I know those Las Vegas Destroyers were black on black, and like any of the Paul Macbeth 4-time stuff that was black was popping.
Yeah. So is that 5?
That's 5.
Let's run through the list. Calvin Destroyer, Sexton Firebirds, Innova PFN,
4-Claw,
anything.
Yeah.
And
Vegas Destroyer.
Those are
I've never seen a Vegas Destroyer in real life. I've seen all those other discs.
Me either, dude. I see them all the time. Yeah. Well, not all the time, but if I'm sometimes I just thumb through eBay and look for cool stuff, and they're on there and they're expensive. I can't even think about buying those.
Yeah. But those other 4 I've seen in real life.
Yeah. We good there?
Yep.
All right. Let's just start from the first one. This one honestly might be a question we can both answer, obviously, and I think we'll do that. But this one might be for you since you've kind of considered it. But what are the best tips / things to know before signing up or playing in your first event? What do you think?
I guess so. Should I take this from a perspective of what I wish I had done my first time?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I played in a tournament before you did, I think. I played.
Yeah, you did. You played the Ice Bowl.
Ava Ice Bowl in 2021. Yeah. Number 1 tip: don't play an ice bowl.
At least for your first event.
Yeah, it snowed.
Yeah.
I think the biggest tip I would say, and this is maybe something I need to just remind myself of too. The biggest tip is just to be confident, because you get like tournament pressure is a very real thing. And like if you've ever competed at all, whenever we were playing basketball growing up, I think I fell victim to this a lot, where I was a great practice player, but it didn't always translate to games because I would get nervous. In practice, everything feels natural. I don't have any problems.
Yeah, you're playing with your buddies.
Yeah, and you can do things that you subconsciously are just doing because you know how to do it, but you just don't have to think about it. But then when you get into a game where it's pressure, it matters more. There's more people around you, more people watching, wanting you to succeed, or on the converse, wanting you to fail. If you're in enemy territory, like you get this pressure to do great or do everything perfectly. So then when you mess up, it feels worse. And so I felt like that was a thing that I had to remind myself of going into my first tournament, was that like if I didn't shoot 18 under par, that wasn't a failure.
Sure.
Because I wanted to. Like if I walked up to a hole that I wanted to birdie and I didn't, I would get into a mental hole of like, well, dang, now I'm set back. I have to pick up a birdie somewhere else that I wasn't expecting, when you really don't have to do that at all. So that would be the big thing, is just be confident in yourself. Play to your game, because I would constantly think like I would get too caught up in what the people on my card did. But I do think that that's actually a really good mindset, is to not worry about what the people on your card are doing. But in terms of like, particularly in an event that you're probably going to be playing at the local level, it's 2 rounds. Just try to beat your card in round 1. Don't worry about the scores overall. Just try to beat the people that you're playing with. But don't let your shot be controlled by what they do. So like if you see somebody park a hole that you didn't want to go for, because if you get too aggressive, you might go out of bounds, don't go for it. Play the shot you were going to play, because in the end you are playing against the course, not really so much against other people. But that's a good mindset for me, is like I was always constantly worried about who was in first rather than just trying to beat the people that were around me. And so that has helped me a little bit.
Yeah, that's tough. And I fell victim of that towards the end of the year. So like, it's tough, like letting my secrets out here. But the beginning of last year, I was playing probably the best I've ever played.
Kind of popping off.
Yeah, and I was never trying to win, as weird as that sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a few times. But I was never trying to win. But I used to be like an avid score checker, and I try not to now. Like maybe like obviously after the round you see scores because you're looking for your next hole assignment, so you kind of see where you're at. But I try not to look at it during the round, because that just messes with me. It's like, oh, this person birdied. Even if they're holes ahead, like I need to birdie. You know what I mean? And then I'm just throwing myself off. But I think, like, I legitimately did not care what anyone else did at the beginning of the year. I just played my game. And I think that's something too, like, because I guess the question is, like, before signing up, playing your first event, I would definitely, like, probably do a course that you're familiar with.
Totally.
Too, whether that be, like, your home course, or it's just, like, you get, like, some practice rounds beforehand.
Yeah.
I would definitely do that.
Playing a course blind is never a good idea for your first tournament, or really any tournament. Really.
Yeah. And it's to the point now, like you say blind, but like a tournament at Lake Springfield, I don't need to go practice the day before because I've played it so many times that it's like.
When I mean blind, meaning you've never played it before.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I would definitely, it's tough because I'm not like a great advice giver, to be honest with you.
One other thing that I would say is, if for your first tournament in particular, I would play one division beneath what you feel like your pride tells you to play.
Good division call.
Because I remember in that first tournament, I didn't get last. I think I got third to last. But in my first tournament, I played MA1. I've never played a tournament before. But me and
I guess if you don't know, MA1 is the
advanced amateur division.
It's the division below professional division.
Yeah, so it's the highest level amateur division.
Yeah.
I had no business playing at that level. But I'd never played before, and I didn't want to consider myself like recreational or really even intermediate. So I was like, I'll just pick somewhere in the middle. And for me, it was MPO, lower amateur, or advanced. And so I chose MA1. And I had no business playing there. You know what I mean? There were other guys that were clearly the skill gap was different. And so I think that was the thing in my mind. I was like, well, I'm not recreational.
Sure.
I don't play recreation. And then maybe that's like a label thing too the PDGA can work on for new players. I think they've changed a little bit to like the novice, intermediate, advanced is better.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it like, well, I don't want it to be recreational for fun. I want to compete. That's how I was reading it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I want to be in a competitive division, not in a let's have fun division. You know what I mean? And so I think that's also a thing is like know what your priority is. Are you there to have fun? Are you there to compete and, try to win? What do you want out of the day? So, but that's my big thing is whatever you feel like your pride tells you to play. If it's your first event, play one division lower than that.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. And I think regardless of how good you are when you play with your friends, don't expect to just go like run it. You know what I mean? Like, I obviously don't be like, oh, man, I'm probably going to lose this. But I wouldn't, like, if you are constantly beating your friends, I wouldn't show up to a tournament thinking I'm going to beat everybody else because there are, even in lower divisions, there are good players.
Also,
you know what I mean?
If your tournament that you're playing in does an ace pot at all, just bring $5 and be in the ace pot.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
That's from experience, but we won't go there because it still hurts.
Yep.
But
you want to just go and tell the people how much money you missed out on?
No.
I believe it was 4 digits, but
it was 4 digits. It was $1,800 is what I missed out on. But
so
I did
it's
ace.
worth the $5.
It was like 350 feet. Too,
and you won that tournament, I think, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
It all worked out. It was all worth it.
Yeah, it was fine.
$90 store credit.
Yeah. It all balances. It all balances. But hope that helps. I think like if you watch this and you have any more follow up to what we said, definitely like comment below and we can probably give you some more. But this next question is a question we got several times, and I think it's a burning question.
Yeah.
That we probably get every single day actually if people come in. So, would you ever run a tournament? Short answer, absolutely yes. We are definitely planning on doing that sometime, ideally in the near future. At this point, we're in an interesting spot. We're working like basically like on logistics of finding sponsors, how much our players pack's going to cost, where could we do it at, what time could we do it at, because especially with the Springfield area scale, like the schedule is like very full for tournaments, and so there's a lot of factors actually that go into running a tournament, and again, like we want to make sure we're doing it the right way the first time, because we don't want to just like rush into a tournament. It'd be absolutely garbage. It's run horribly, and then the next time we do an event, nobody signs up because it was so bad. So we want to make sure we're going a little slower, I guess, in the process, because we want to make sure we're doing everything 100% right to provide the best quality. Yeah. So that way we have returning players for a tournament. So we are working on that. We also like briefly discussed maybe doing like a rated league. That was just because there's nothing like that. We have tournaments like it seems almost every weekend around the Springfield
basically
area.
From March to September.
Right. And so we wanted to like maybe potentially do something different. And we've gotten like we ask a lot of people. We've gotten good response from a rated league because it's non-committal really. Because you can, like, if it's like a 10-week thing, you don't have to show up all 10 weeks. You can just show up the weeks you can show up. But still, people like the competitive aspect. And so having the rated round, I guess, makes it that much more, like, for some people, like, they're more willing to show up when things are rated. But, yeah, we are working on tournaments. I could see us potentially starting... maybe like with some flex starts because there's not really any of that around here. But no, we would love to get into the tournament scene. It's just a matter of like, again, logistics, like figuring out cost and time and what all goes into actually running a tournament. Because we are like, I mean, we're almost in year 3 of being open. So a lot of this...
March 3rd, I think, is our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's actually coming up.
Yeah.
We're still new if that I think that's fair to say that we're still new, and so yeah, we just want to make sure we're doing everything right. I feel like
Yeah, no, I think that's for us. It would be really easy. Really easy. It would be not impossible to do a quantity over quality type of situation and just spam out events for people to participate in.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do that. We want, like Cameron said, we want to have a quality product for people to participate in. And then also just on the logistic business side of that, so that then people recognize, like, when they think of Ozark Mountain Discs and they think of the events that they run, they think of quality events, not just somebody that organized a big round of people to go play disc golf.
Right.
We want it to be an experience for the people that are there, not just simply to get to go and play, but also to like have fun and let it be like a whole day. And so, so we want to just do it well is really the thing. So we do want to do that. Probably will still be a little ways into the future.
Well, and I don't know if it's like a spoiler or something.
I mean, it's like months in the future, not like decades.
Yeah, we definitely want to, when the weather gets better and all three. So for those that don't know, Jacob works at a school. He works at a university. So the summers are definitely better for availability, obviously, because there's no kids at school. So we're definitely kind of waiting for the summer months to try to run something, but that gives us time to prepare. We have to take like the TD rules test and all that stuff to basically get certified to run events. So definitely working on it. We want to do something this year. I don't know how big or small it will be, but definitely I would definitely be on the lookout because I don't know. We still have to figure out all the logistics. But
it is something we want to do.
We are working towards that actively at the moment. I think that's a good way to put it. But all that being said, there's a lot of good tournaments in the area. There's also been some bad ones. But we would love to know from you guys watching, what makes the tournament good in your opinion? Because it is I think generally on average it's $50 to sign up. So I would love to know. We would love to know what is worth your $50
and your whole Saturday
in a Saturday to play an event, because that's ultimately what we want to do. We can do whatever we want to do to make a tournament go, but if we like it and no one else likes it, it's really not worth
pointless.
We'd love to know what you guys like in tournaments, because and then we'll do our best to
accommodate that.
Let us know. I think.
/ where would you like to see them at? Obviously we want to try to be local, but I feel like for the most part, a lot of the local courses kind of get love from different tournaments and things. But if you guys have some courses that you think maybe don't get as much appreciation as they should, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's all we got there for that one, you think?
Yeah.
Good question here, actually. And I was actually thinking about this the other day. Will the brothers make any monthly doubles challenge vids this season?
For sure. Monthly? I don't know. But doubles videos for sure.
Yeah.
That's mostly on me. Yeah, like Cameron was saying, I do have a full-time job outside of Ozark Mountain Discs, and so that does take up a lot of my time. We're a little pullback behind the curtain here. Cameron and I both left our house at 4:30 in the morning to come down and record this. We're recording this at
6:48 right now.
6:48 in the morning, so that I can leave here by 7 to get to an 8 o'clock meeting. So there's a lot of time taken from my full-time job. To pull that back a little bit, we are working on a lot of those things, but therefore to try to get, we kind of have to pull tooth and nail for me to be able to get down for the break even series and to film a monthly brother battle and to do anything extra is we're taking weekends to try to do that. So with me having a newborn and my wife obviously having to take care of her while I'm gone, I try not to be gone a whole lot. So monthly battles with doubles may not be on the horizon, at least right now. Maybe in the summertime we could try to work something out.
And it's one of those things too. The doubles battles are great. I love doing those.
Yeah, they're so fun. Hard to schedule.
And I still think not that I don't think they could be better. That's not what I'm trying to say.
We're also 2-0.
Yeah, that's true. But I think one of the things I noticed on our channel, and again, like the comments are so open right now, like just to like let us know anything. Like people like criticize us sometimes in the comments, and I think it's funny because I don't care. But I would love to know the kind of the content you're looking for too. And this just because I feel like a lot of our stuff is straight up stroke play, which is fun to watch, but there's not really the challenge aspect of it. We are kind of revising brother battles a touch, so stay tuned for that. That way it'll still be straight up stroke play, but there's going to be other kind of gimmicks and things each month to kind of make it a little
Add
more
some flavor.
visually stimulating to watch. Yeah, a lot of our stuff is stroke play, and the doubles battles would obviously also be stroke play, but I guess there is that element of now having two other people that are not normally in videos be in videos, so I can see how that's like more fun to watch, and it's other people in the community that we enjoy playing with. But I guess, yeah, this is now a feeler for you guys again. I'm just asking too many questions, but like what other content, especially this is more so for me than Jacob, because again, I mean, if you watch our videos, I'm typically the guy. I'm at least in every single video.
For sure.
Well, I guess actually besides the brother battles, you hear not the brother battle, the break even.
Yeah. You're giving advice from behind the camera.
Yeah.
You're still there.
But I would love to do stuff, and I think some of the videos I do are good, but I want to be great. In that sense, I know this is weird, but
and provide the best product for you all.
Right.
Like we want to do things that you want to watch.
That's ultimately what it's for. I love that I get to be able to go play disc golf, and the fact that we have almost 1,500 subscribers is kind of insane to us. But so the fact that so many people are wanting to watch our videos, I want to make videos that you want to watch. Yeah, definitely if you have any ideas, even with double stuff or whatever.
Even if there's like fun gimmicks we can add to like doubles battles, so it's not just straight up stroke play.
Yeah, absolutely. Like so yeah,
and let us know if you want to take us on.
Yeah, I'm sure he would actually. We won't say who wrote these questions, but I know he would want to play. But yeah, doubles battles absolutely, monthly, probably not.
Yeah.
This might be a bit of a long one here.
Okay.
What is the best disc ever made for every speed? And this is going to be tough because I don't even know if I could really name a 2-speed disc.
Pretty much every putter is a 2-speed.
2 or 3.
Like a Luna's a 3, but an AVR is a 2.
Okay, so that's great. So Berg or glitch?
I don't really care for either, but I would probably say a glitch only because I know you'd say a Berg.
Yeah, that's probably fair. So I'll say Berg. Jacob says glitch.
I'm pretty sure
this will be a comprehensive list.
I'm pretty sure a Wizard is a 2-speed, so I'll say Wizard.
Okay, yeah, Wizard's fine. I think the AVR is probably like a little more notable. But
is it like the GOAT? Is that what it's asking?
No, it just says what's the best disc. So it's very subjective. But if you want Wizard, I'll give you Wizard.
I'm just going to double check and make sure it's a 2-speed disc.
Yeah. So 1, Berg or glitch. We'll go ahead and skip to 3.
It is a 2-speed, so I'll take Wizard.
Wizard at the 2, 3-speed.
Yeah, I'll take a Luna.
Really?
Yep. Or PA3, whichever.
I'll probably say PA3.
Yeah, all right. I'll take Luna. I'll take a Big Z Luna.
4. This is the burning one.
Yeah, easy.
Do we go
easy
zone?
You can take a zone if you want. I'm taking rock all day.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't realize. I guess rock is
4503, baby.
Huh, sure. I'll take zone. You take rock. 5-speed.
Easiest ever. Rock 3, baby.
Yeah. Shoot. I might say my M2. Specifically, my pink M2
sure.
is the best 5-speed. 6. You could probably... I think I'm going to say...
I mean, I know what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
I mean, give me the Leopard all day.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the best beginner disc, I think, in existence.
Wow.
And then whenever you get like better at the game, you get it in a star plastic, and it's a little bit more stable, but just really straight. Yeah, Leopard is awesome.
I think I'm going to go, and technically I think it's like a 6.5 speed.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go Crave.
Yeah.
It's been in the bag for a little bit now, but it is like, I don't know what it is with MVP plastic, but it just goes further. And I guess it must be the gyro technology or whatever you want, but it just goes further. 7-speed?
Yeah, give me the T-Bird. Easy dubs.
Oh, wow. Man, I'm very specific to my bag now. I'm going to go Athena.
Okay.
I've been like flipping up that Prez Athena.
Yeah.
And it's actually flying really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Athena. 8-speed. Jeez. Give me the Passion.
Yeah, I don't really throw 8-speeds very often. I think I would throw a Passion, though. But I'll have to go with like T-Bird 3 because it's like one of the only 8-speeds I've ever thrown.
Sure. Yeah, okay. 9.
Yeah. I know mine.
Yeah, I know yours too. I'm going to say Raptor.
Yeah, see, I'm actually not going to say Firebird.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with the Thunderbird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That actually surprises me. I mean, it's
because I can throw it on
the same.
forehand and backhand, like for distance.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. 10.
Yeah, I know mine.
Oh, I have mine too.
Yep.
The Gorgon.
I was gonna go Avenger SS. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. The Innova Gorgon is like one of the best drivers ever made. Oh, I say that. Man, I like the trail. It wasn't in my bag for a long time because I lost it, but I like the trail.
It was a good disc for you.
It was.
11-speed. I mean, it's obviously the Wraith, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's almost a no-brainer for me.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I have an 11-speed in my bag at the moment, but 12-speed.
I mean, it's a destroyer.
Yeah. I don't think I will, unless some crazy chance I get sponsored by a manufacturer that is not Innova. I will probably always have destroyers in my bag.
Why would you not?
Yeah, I just know what they do.
They're just the best.
Are we going to 13, 14?
Yeah, I mean, 13 speed for me is going to have to be... I mean, I think for most people... I don't throw 13 speeds. I don't throw higher than 12 speed.
Not me either.
But I think most people's 13 speed go-to is probably either the Nuke or the Boss.
Oh, the Nuke.
But I would say...
I was thinking like...
Probably,
is it Ballista Pro?
Ballista Pro's a 14 speed.
All right, I'll probably say that for 14 because that might be the only 14 speed I know.
That was going to be mine. The Corvette's also a 14 speed. Let me just double-check that real quick. Ballista. One of our buddies throws Ballista Pros, but we call him Ballista Goes because he throws very far.
Dude, he throws so far.
Oh, I literally typed in Ballista Go. Whoops. Latitude 64, Ballista Pro.
I think it is a 14 speed.
It is a 14 speed.
Because at one point I was going to do like a 1 speed versus 14 speed.
Yeah, and that was the disc you were going to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good list.
Yeah,
honestly,
for sure.
How should you warm up for a disc golf round? This is a hard question for me.
Because we notoriously do not warm up.
Yeah, it's like we're warm by like the 3rd or 4th hole typically. But no.
How should you warm up? Play the first hole.
Definitely stretch shoulders.
Ricky Wysocki's been doing these forearm things.
Yeah, that's actually great. So if you're watching this, Ricky has a video that he posted just a few days ago. I forget what it's called. Is it his Ace one or was it before?
No. Testing every.
Testing every Discraft disc or whatever the title of the video is. He stretches before that and he takes you through like a few minute routine about how he warms up for rounds. But that's coming from a professional.
Yeah.
Although I have been to several Pro Tour events and been with pros while they're stretching pre-round, and a lot of it is like you're not stretching anything. Like
the disc around the head thing?
I live by this. And granted, I am not certified in anything besides CPR, I guess.
It was a physical education.
Yeah. I did study kinesiology, so I do have a little bit of knowledge about how the body works. But the just for example, you see pros do this with the disc in their hands. This does nothing, and I stand by that. I see Brody Smith do it all the time. It doesn't do anything. The only thing that would actually activate anything is if it was weighted, but they're just using a disc. So yeah, anyways, sorry for the tangent there, but yeah, that's like my least favorite disc golf stretch of all time, and everyone does it.
Any sort of IT band is helpful.
Yeah, if you have some resistance bands, those are great. I had one at one point and lost it, but just like those little...
Be careful, be dangerous.
Yeah, if you just like stretch anything to get like the shoulders, like front and back, like activated before a round, especially like someone like me who's a forehand guy, definitely helps.
For sure.
I don't know. I mean, obviously throw some shots, but I would start with like putters or something just to get warm and gradually work your way up. Usually tournaments, I do warm up a touch.
A scoosh.
Yeah, but it's just because there's time and I don't want to sit around, after I've checked in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely get some throws in. I probably wouldn't go like obviously full power, like right off the bat, like you're just chucking for distance. But yeah, stretching. And you can probably just do a quick Google search on best stretches for disc golf. I'm sure there's something out there.
Sleeper pick right here. Don't putt more than 20 times. You just need to stop after that.
Yeah, actually that's huge. Like make or miss. If you miss all of them, stop. If you make all of them, like if you putt like 10 times in a row and you make 10 in a row before your round, stop. Do not putt any more, because as soon as you start missing, now it's in your head. Make all those, be done, even if it's an hour later, because that's still like fresh in the brain. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that's actually helped me. But yeah, interesting. Best. So that's I think final for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. How many more we got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh man, we're gonna have to rapid fire these.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah.
All right. What is the best way to train at home?
Well, it's hard. So
get a tech disc.
Yeah, I mean, a tech disc is huge. For me, I actually remember back one of the last tournaments I played was like 2 years ago. I was still playing in rec at that time, but I probably shouldn't have been. Because now I was kind of the opposite, where I was at like the top of that skill level. And so like I was able to make circle 2 putts. That was like the difference in skill level. Was like I was making step putts. And so I had a guy actually ask me, because I made like 3 or 4 step putts in the first round of a particular tournament. And a guy was like, hey man, like, what are you doing to like get better at that? And I told him, well, actually asked me, he said, do you have a basket at home? And I said, yes. So that's a big thing, is like, it's honestly, we can drop ship them. We literally have them here in the store, but just getting one of those like standalone practice baskets is a huge help, because you can put it in your yard. It breaks down. It doesn't take up a bunch of space, and it lets you putt. Or if you have like a lot of space, you can set it up in a field and throw at it. You can practice up shots that way. Like you can really practice and dial in some accuracy, like throwing and obviously with putting from long distances if you have your own basket. So they're really not that expensive, and we can drop ship them direct to the store, subtle plug. But yeah, practice basket is huge.
You see a lot of times golfers, if they're just standing there, they'll do like the little practice swings and everything like that, like simulating a swing. I would definitely do that at home and just work on that movement. But also if you're at home, and this is kind of a caveat, if you're able to throw, record yourself while you throw, because then you can kind of, and do it from all angles, like from the side, from the back, because then you can kind of see what you're doing wrong. Like if you go like side by side, like there's professional slow-mos on YouTube all over the place, and they all have like very similar, like maybe finishing the follow through. So if you can just figure out how to get there, and you kind of turn your throw around and definitely add some distance. Let's see. Let's move on here. Let's say that one. What is the biggest thing disc golf needs right now to get over the plateau? And I have one simple answer, purely just like right in the brain.
Okay.
Outside sponsors.
Absolutely. Yeah, disc golf needs. I think, it's hard, because I think really disc golf had people that didn't have anything else to do. That's what the boom was. And I don't think that is really going to help it again. And so I think you're totally right. I think having some sort of outside entity that's a big name become a part of it will help increase the notoriety. For sure.
And we've said this, not on the podcast or anything, but to each other.
Yeah.
Bass Pro.
Johnny Morris. If you ever see this for some reason, disc golf should be your thing, man.
If you see this and you work with the Disc Golf Pro Tour, Johnny Morris is who you need to contact.
Yeah.
He's got Bass Pro. He has tracker boats. He has Cabela's. I mean, he's
the outdoor guy.
Stupid rich.
He's in the Forbes top 200.
Yeah, and he has the money to spend, especially in a niche like outdoor activity. You know what I mean?
Like the fact that Bass Pro doesn't carry disc golf is crazy to me.
Yeah. So outside sponsors is the easy answer, at least for me on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Who has the best season this year?
In general?
In general. That's the question.
Wiki Wysocki.
Oh, I was going to do like a 1, 2, 3 go.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. It's tough not to say Gannon, but I don't want to be the basic guy that says Gannon.
Ricky's going to break his major streak this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well, on the same plane, I will say Calvin for the same reason.
Sure.
He will win a major this year.
What else we got?
Actually, last question here, because that's another tournament question.
Oh, okay.
Where do you guys see Ozark Mountain Discs in 2028?
Oh, man.
3 years from now. What is Ozark Mountain
I'll be
Discs?
long dead.
Yeah. Interesting question.
Yeah.
And it's one we've thought about for sure,
Yeah.
but it's always tough to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously,
We have things we'd like to see, which I guess is really what he's asking.
yeah, absolutely. So I think right now the spot we're in Springfield is fantastic.
Love it.
I mean, it's tough to beat the foot traffic of Springfield at the moment. I don't think we have any plans of expansion or anything like that. I think we're pretty dialed in right here.
Yeah. I do think in terms of expansion, we don't necessarily need to have other stores. But again, you guys pull back the curtain a little bit if you've never been into our store. We're in the store. Like this studio is the back of our store.
We are looking out the front door as we speak.
Yeah. So I think in one regard, that would be pretty cool if we could actually have like a legitimate office space where we could actually do like very intentional marketing and Cameron could really, like if we could ever expand our team, maybe that would be something that'd be really cool to see in 2028 where maybe we have like full-time editors and like people that are helping us on the content side of things. I think that would be a really cool thing to see. 2028 it really would just be circling around our content. Like Cameron said, we love our store location. We like being in Springfield, but having a space where we could actually like do content more full time with a team would be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely like content is definitely like one of my main focuses at the moment. And so, yeah, very content minded these days. So yeah, having those opportunities to basically just streamline making content would definitely be ideal. But as far as like the actual store goes, we've had pretty rapid growth. But again, we are still new. So I think in 3 years, that'll be what will be 6 years old.
Yeah.
5, almost 6 years old. Definitely, like we talked about earlier, hopefully running regular tournaments, several, a season. We still want to do, obviously, the sponsorship teams and stuff like that. I think, dark horse here, by 2028, I would love for us to be back on the pro tour in one shape or another.
Yeah, we kind of not jumped the gun, I would say, on that.
No.
But we got involved when we really didn't need to.
We thought that would be a quick boost.
Yeah, a good catalyst.
Yeah.
For the brand. But what we found and what we're very thankful for is that like investing in our local scene has been super helpful in that regard. More so than having a commercial on the Disc Golf Network and things like that. So shout out to our local guys that we do sponsor because they're the reason that's been successful. So thank you guys so much for doing that. But we found that, yeah, kind of going more inward has been more helpful. So yeah, by 2028, if we had some Pro Tour touch points, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I think it was great that we did that. And for those that don't know, we sponsored Jake Hebenheimer and we sponsored Ezra Robinson in 2020.
Are we not the best scout team ever?
Honestly, yeah.
Shout out to Ezra, man.
Yeah.
Love to see this success for the kid.
Honestly.
And Jake is still like, I mean, he was just in a video with Cameron. Jake's an awesome dude. Yeah. Incredible guys.
But like through that, we were able to network, and obviously Andrew's local. So like jumping into the pro side, I definitely think helped a bit content wise as well because
I mean, like, our most viewed stuff has professionals in it.
Absolutely, yeah. But like it's not uncommon when even like just networking, like with Chandler, like we've been able to
Chandler
befriend
legend.
A lot of professionals, and I think that all stemmed from sponsoring Jake and Ezra at the very beginning.
I mean, Chandler literally called you out at USDGC.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, so I think back, by 2028, and again, Jacob and I are like, this is like not even a joke, but a little bit. I genuinely think I could be like a professional scout for any sport. I'm like pretty.
We know how to pick them.
I'm pretty good at picking out like
raw talent,
like the talent, but like the potential for someone to grow.
Yeah.
Because like we got Ezra before he was obviously good. That's why he was on our radar, but he was not a top 10 guy.
No, Isaac had just won his first Worlds.
Yeah, Ezra was still known as Isaac's brother at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the fact that he has success now is like very bittersweet, to be honest with you. Because I wish he was with us, but at the same time, it's cool to see that we were there
at the beginning. Yeah, and cool to see him doing stuff with the foundation now too.
Yeah, like that's definitely a good group to do stuff with too. Yeah. I think that's it for questions.
Yeah, I think so.
But honestly, I like doing that. This was kind of a down week in disc golf. It's almost like a dead week before the season starts, so there wasn't much to talk about. But I definitely could see maybe this happening, like maybe like once a month.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about whatever tournament happens, but we just answer questions because we get DMs like pretty frequently just asking random questions. So to have a place where we can kind of like answer them all and you can all hear all the questions. Yeah. I don't know. I enjoy doing that. Yeah. So,
and like I said, on the where we want to see ourselves in 2028, like specifically the growth in content, we do that and we get to do that because there are some 1,500 of you right now that are interested in what we're creating and interested in what we're putting out. So we just want to say a huge thank you to you guys. Absolutely. And by 2028, hopefully there's a lot more that have come along and joined in this journey. And yeah, we just are really thankful that you guys have decided to take time out of your day away from whatever you were doing to watch us talk about disc golf. So super thankful, super blessed by you guys, and hopefully for the increased audience the next couple of years. But very thankful, happy that you guys are following along with us. Cameron, you got anything else for the people?
I don't. I think that was well said. We don't have any prices wrong or anything like that today. I think we were just kind of focused on the questions.
Yeah. Just going to end it on our thankfulness.
Yeah. You want to close it?
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys next Monday.